Welcome to my coverage once again of the Brisbane International Film Festival. Today I'm going to be talking about the sixth film I saw at this year's fest, and that is the new film from Marielle Heller starring Amy Adams, Nightbitch. So let's get into it. So I've been on quite a journey with this movie because from its concept it just sounded so goofy. The high-level synopsis of this is this examination of motherhood starring Amy Adams, where she starts believing that she is a dog. And just hearing that alone sounds very goofy and could be a disaster, and the trailer for this movie did not do it any favors. This movie looked really stupid and really superficial. But watching this movie, it's not as bad as the trailer made it out to be. I would actually go on the side of saying that this is a pretty decent movie. The previous film that Marielle Heller made, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, starring Tom Hanks about Mr. Rogers, was a very moving film, and this does go into that territory at times with this honest portrait of motherhood, with this excellent performance from Amy Adams. It is a true showcase of her talent. I also really appreciated the supporting work from Scoot McNairy, because these two together highlight what the film is actually about, which is a portrait, once again, of motherhood and trying to keep your own identity after becoming a mother. This character is someone who doesn't want to get boxed in with other mums. She still has her own ideas. She's an artist and she wants to still pursue that in a way, but she can't because she is dedicating so much of her time to being a mother. And it does go into a little bit of dealing with the hardships and how difficult it is to be a parent. It is a job that no one should take lightly, and the way that Amy Adams plays this character and the way that this story is written feels very honest in its interpretation. And I like the dynamic that Scoot McNairy brings in as the husband, who is quite ignorant. And at first I thought the film was going to villainize him, but it actually does turn into something a little bit more empathetic and honest, where it's more coming from a place of ignorance and trying to find that understanding. And because a character cannot understand the hardships that another person is going through and there is no communication, you see this sort of resentment play out when one is dedicating so much time to being a mother and the father gets to do a lot of the easy jobs. That is what the film is more trying to talk about. And when it goes into that route, I think it does a fantastic job. And there are just some great scenes that showcase the performances here. There is one in particular, this scene near the third act between Amy Adams and Scoot McNairy, that I thought was just excellent and felt like what the film really wanted to go into. And these scenes really shined for me. It was a good showcase of the writing, direction, and performances. However, this film does have many flaws. And I actually think the biggest flaw about this movie is its selling point. This whole idea of Amy Adams' character, this mother, thinking that she's a dog. Now, this is supposed to be a metaphor for finding your independence, motherhood, and how boxed in that can make you feel. There's all of these feelings that are being portrayed through these metaphors, and they just didn't feel as impactful to me. And the film doesn't do a good job of really justifying these metaphors, making it the weakest element of the movie and distracting from just the scenes of everyday life that I thought were way more compelling, way better acted, way better written, and you just feel this good combination of comedy and drama all coming together. But you have this dog metaphor which feels more gimmicky than anything, and that's a real shame because that's the big selling point of the movie, and these scenes are frequent throughout, and I just thought it distracted from what was really important about the movie and cheapened a lot of the scenes that could have been more impactful if we spent more time going down that avenue rather than trying to be something bigger than it is. The way I view Nightbitch is not some kind of prestige drama or art house movie. This more feels like a very well done Netflix movie that is trying to be something more than that, that thinks it's a little bit better than that, thinks that it is more art house, and it just doesn't pull off those moments. But in terms of writing a screenplay that is filled with empathy, that feels honest, I think Mariel Heller does a fantastic job at bringing together another narrative from this adaptation from a book that you can connect with these characters so easily and feel some kind of emotions towards the situations that these characters are going through. When it's not going down this avenue of trying to do this dog metaphor and thinking it's a little bit more artistic than it really is, it does a good job of capturing real conversations that so many people in long-term relationships would have experienced at some point during the course of their relationship, and especially for people that are parents and the dynamics that impacts in the way that you as a person and your identity has fundamentally changed because of this major life-changing experience. And I wanted the film to really keep pushing for those moments because it really worked to the benefit of the film. And I think Nightbitch could have been truly excellent if we saw more of that and it just stayed focused on that for its 90-minute runtime. Technically, the film is not that crazy ambitious. As I said, it feels like a really good version of a Netflix movie, so the cinematography is decent enough, the editing is fine, and I did like maybe a metaphor or two. I think there's one that happens right as the movie ends that I thought was quite poignant, and you could have had more things like that, but the silly stuff didn't need to be there. Overall, Nightbitch is a solid movie. It's a lot better than what you would expect from the trailers, but don't go into this expecting a high-class prestige drama. Go into this expecting a good streaming movie, because that's what this feels like to me, with fantastic performances from its entire ensemble, primarily Amy Adams in this lead role where she's just dominating the screen, and Scoot McNairy doing some great job in this supporting role. There's some decent surrealism at times, but most of the time it falls short as it distracts from what really matters from this film. As a score, I'm going to give Nightbitch a 3.5 out of 5, and I actually do recommend you check this one out. And those are my thoughts towards Nightbitch. If you've seen the movie, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.